Super excited to have Connie Holtzmiller here today from St. Joan of Arc, St. Catherine. Hi, Connie. How are you?
I am great, and hello to everyone there. And thank you for allowing our small but passionate Creation Keeper ministry to share the activities we have and are undertaking in our cluster parishes of St. Joan of Arc in Nashotah and St. Catherine's in Mapleton. We were asked to specifically address why we entered the parish category of the Catholic Climate Covenant's first U.S. Laudate Si Champion Award. By simply entering the contest, we brought attention to our ministry and reviewed with the congregation the activities that had already been undertaken in the past. And then we encouraged involvement as part of Catholic social teaching. Climate change really can't any longer be ignored, and we stressed how involvement inspires others to do the same. In this slide, we see the bulletin cover. Father Mike was very proud, and so this brought attention again to the activities that are so important for all of us to be undertaking. We want to educate not just the parishioners, but the children. We have a very active school involvement. And we also have a garden that we have the children participate with very regularly. We received a very generous donation from a parishioner and purchased T-shirts for all of the children and the staff with the theme. We have newsletters that go home every week from each classroom that also shares what we're doing with the children. And we are very regularly, we are involved in putting in bulletin articles, at least once, if not twice a month. We have seen so much support from our administration, both at the church and in the school. We did two projects that did need some financial assistance, and our Human Concerns Commission provided grants for that. We bought recycle bins for our community room and church foyer, and then we purchased 3 yards of soil to create a pollinator bed next to our garden to bring in more pollinators and also to use as an educational tool with the children. In our purchase of the bins, we also put signage up next to each bin to explain what can and should not be recycled. Father Mike and Ellen put together a beautiful mass with the children with a water theme, since we do live in Lake Country, and the children were very involved in creating that mass. We regularly put up displays in the foyer of the school. Past themes have been reducing of plastic use, and we had to bring in our plastic man from the Waukesha County Green Team, which was a big hit. And then we always have books to share for the teachers to take to the classroom and product suggestions. Another display we did was on composting. Again, we had books to share and ideas for people to utilize in their own homes and gardens. We tried a worm bin, and the children learned about soil creatures. And the bin was created so that the classrooms would share it. Each week, it would rotate to a different classrooms. And it was also a way to encourage healthy snacks, since worms need banana peels and apple cores and not chips to eat. Unfortunately, this was not one of our most successful activities. I think the teachers didn't really buy into it. So one day I found an entire whole apple and hardly any worms left. So anyhow, not everything can be a success. Next to our church garden is a lovely maple tree, and it inspired an outdoor classroom setting, which was a wonderful sight during the COVID epidemic times. And the students ended up a couple of years ago now upgrading it. They pulled the weeds, we brought in cardboard and they soaked it and laid it. And then the older students came in and spread mulch. And it is used a lot, especially with the 3rd through 8th graders at the school. And there is our final result. Here's the beginning of our pollinator bed. You see our garden on the right. And we brought in the soil and then planted cover crop for the first year, which the children helped with. We also had parishioner assistance. We called out for an edger, and that was successfully answered with a man, and another household provided us with these wonderful plastic plant markers for the perennial flowers and herbs. And here we see the students. They had to rake off a lot of the mulch. Then they planted the cover crop. They learned about not walking on garden beds. And as you can see, they had a lot of fun too. Then this fall, the students planted bulbs, allium and daffodils, and they learned about adding bone meal and other natural ways to improve the soil. In our bulletin articles, we always share photos of the activities that we do with the school children. And we also want to promote other presentations by local environmental groups like we did here with the Waukesha County Green Team. Some of the things that we have addressed in our bulletin columns are Pope Francis's calls to help heal our common home. And before the election, we gave information on 3 government agencies that affect our environment. And after the election, we provided sections of the Catholic Climate Covenant's Executive Director Dan Malek's message of hope. We also provided books, suggestions with ecological themes for adults and the students alike, and Christmas tree disposal options. We put out a survey with 2 questions. Do we need to save, restore, and prevent harm to our environment, and how important you felt about it? And then, if it's important, what areas would you like to have us addressed? So the survey's on the left, and then we did the report in the bulletin to how everyone responded. We did have 72 responses. Our new idea is to have now a monthly thread where we're going to be addressing these 8 different re's: rethink, refuse, reduce, reuse, refurbish, repair, repurpose, and recycle. So our first one we did rethink with providing chemical-free household products that can be made to remove laundry stains, and like a sink cleaner. And then our next one's going to be on creating soft scrub and glass cleaner. This is the letter we wrote to our new pastor, Father Yamid, asking for permission to pursue solar panels on our church and school. And he readily gave us the go-ahead. And so we are in that process right now, and working through all the different agencies that we have to accumulate information from in order to try to do this. And finally, our project that we're going to be doing with the school children is, we're calling it Let Go of Your Legos. And it's to collect and send these pieces of Legos to, there are 3 sites in Wisconsin that collect, clean them, and make packages of them to send to hospitals and children in need. So that's what we're working on to start in April. So thank you.
Connie, thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing, not only in your congregation, but just to share all of this information with us. It's really, truly inspiring. You know, what a small group of people can do can really make a broad impact.
Yeah, we're glad we could share.